Chelsea have just finished playing their game for the weekend. It was a long-awaited game, but quite a disappointing result because someone like me, I wanted to see, more goals in such a classic encounter. But unfortunately, that was not the case. It happened to be just a 1-1 draw. I was really, snoring at some parts of the game. I thought it was really, it didn't really live up to the billing because when you think about Arsenal and Chelsea, two very classic, two very gigantic teams of England, and they being such fierce rivals as far as London is concerned, such a big derby, you'd expect toe to toe brutalization of one another. I mean, we did see glimpses of that, but most definitely not as much as we would have hoped. Arsenal, in my own view, were the better of the two. Arsenal played slightly better than Chelsea. That's no question about that. And for some reason, I'm gonna come to that, the Cole Palmer issue. But for some reason, it appears that Chelsea were not even able to play their own kind of style in their own stadium. Yeah. Goffred says it happens. So every match live, not every match will live up to expectation. That's what Goffred is saying. As a matter of fact, I really had high hopes for Chelsea. Yeah. I thought that Chelsea were gonna really take it to Arsenal, especially looking at the kind of results that Arsenal have had in the last couple of months or last couple of weeks. They've not been really stellar in the last couple of weeks, if so to speak. So Chelsea, especially after that kind of domineering performance against FC Noah, we all thought that, especially you playing at home, Chelsea playing at home, we thought it was going to be one of those big matches. But unfortunately, was just 1-1 draw. Um, Again, I thought Arsenal was slightly better, which is quite disappointing if we were to look at it from the Chelsea point of view, because um um well, one fan says United is closer to Arsenal and Chelsea than they are than I mean, you mean to say United are close to Arsenal and Chelsea than Arsenal and Chelsea are to Liverpool? Is that the case? That is interesting. Arsenal and Chelsea, I think is about 7 points difference, isn't it? About 7 points difference. So if it's about 7 points difference, what is the difference between United and Arsenal and Chelsea? Do you know? Christian says, Christian, no, it's not. Come on, don't be silly. Yeah. So back to what I was saying. Yeah. Arsenal, I thought played well. They probably deserved the win, which they definitely did not get. Yeah. But Chelsea, there was Cole Palmer, but there wasn't Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer was absent in this game. We couldn't see the stellar Cole Palmer, the talismanic Cole Palmer that we usually see in games. He was not there. And I've seen a trend, an emergent trend in Chelsea's games these couple of weeks, that coaches or managers who play against Cole Palmer, they find one manager or they find one player to man mark Cole Palmer. So when you take Cole Palmer out of the Chelsea's game, it's like you take away their wings. They can't fly anymore. Yeah, yeah, that's the reality. Players, the managers are starting to realize that Cole Palmer is the heart of Chelsea, and if you take him out of the game, then the game is over for Chelsea. And it's really sad because I think Enzo Maresca is not really helping Cole Palmer. Because as a manager, you should be able to diversify your tactics to bring out the best of your best players. If your best players are not having a good game, then the team is not having a good game. Rather sadly, yeah. So most definitely, the manager should find a way. Because I'm not really convinced. That's another thing I want to say. I'm not really convinced with with Madueke's performance at all. I think Madueke has been quite disappointing. I know that he got that hat trick that probably solidified his his place in the starting 11, but I do not think that he's quality enough to play for a team with very high standards like Chelsea. Yeah, Godfrey says, Palmer ain't silky enough to outdo physical specimen like Partey. Felix should have been in right after that equalizer. But do you think Felix is that physical? What I think is the coach should be able to devise a kind of environment, a system that protects Cole Palmer and allows him to bring out his most lethal traits. This is what needs to happen at Chelsea right now. Because if your best players are not being able to unleash their powers, their talents, their traits, their weapons, if your best players are not able to do that, then your team suffers because you don't get the best of your best players, and that affects the whole team as a unit. Um, Juventus '07 says, do you think Ruben Amorim will be able to bring the best potential from Manchester United players like Ugarte, Manchester United players other than Ugarte? Um, well, that's a really, really difficult question to answer. Amorim, I think he was a fantastic manager for Sporting, but then again, Manchester United's job is a lot harder than the Sporting job. So I think we need to give him time and we need to be patient. Maybe he will be able to do that, but who knows? Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Yeah. So I have a couple of points here I'm going to discuss. So I've already spoken about the Cole Palmer issue, but then again, there was Odegaard today. Odegaard started for Arsenal today. And when you think about it, do you think that Odegaard's inclusion improved Arsenal? Do you think so? Do you think Odegaard's inclusion improved Arsenal? I thought they were probably a bit more creative, less defensive. Last week we had one of the big Arsenal fans on our show, and they spoke at length about how Arsenal became defensive since Odegaard had left the team. Yeah, but now that Odegaard is back, probably they will probably play on the front foot again. They'll probably be more assertive again. They'll probably be more domineering again. So who knows? Probably more creative, and we saw glimpses of that today. So Odegaard, I think, probably made Arsenal slightly better, but definitely our Arsenal as a unit still need more improvement holistically. Let's read some comments. Please subscribe to our channel. Yes, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Oxygen, my friend. Turkey, I see you. Just hit the subscribe button, all right, and like our video. Juventus says it was a good chance for Chelsea today if they won it. If it was a good chance for Chelsea today if they won it. Um, well, I don't really think that Chelsea deserved to win today because looking at how they were playing at home and they were playing on the back foot rather than on the front foot. Cole Palmer was absent. Enzo Maresca allowed Arteta to neutralize Cole Palmer using Partey, which was quite sad to see. Yeah, so I think that what I think should happen is that that was the name of Neto, the Neto guy. He looks really interesting. He looks very fantastic. Yeah. So why play Neto on the left when it's very unequivocal that he's more lethal on the right? So bring Neto from the left, put him on the right, probably allow someone else to play in that left row. Yeah, probably play more physical players who can come back, help in the midfield to help create space for Cole Palmer, because obviously Cole Palmer doesn't have that physical element to go in that kind of combative nature of football. Yeah, he's more of like a silky smooth, cool player. Yeah, dangerous guy. Yeah. City Forest drop points. Ocean, you okay? Hit subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. All right, my boy. Yeah. Um, City's. Yeah. City, Forest drop points there. Arsenal and Chelsea have also dropped points. Yeah. So Manchester United, if they are able to streak up some wins, then definitely they will be going. They will be going. They will be getting somewhere. Yeah. Ocean, I see you. Yeah, I see you. So yeah, back to what I'm saying. The next point I want to talk about is Trossard's last minute chance. Now, a lot of Arsenal fans, including the Arsenal manager, was almost lost his mind. Many Arsenal fans also lost their minds just because Trossard missed that chance. But I do not think that would have stood anyway if it had gone in, because I thought it was offside. Um I thought Saliba was offside in the first place. So there was no way even if the ball had gone in, it was gonna stand. That's my perception of it. Yeah. Francis says, ha 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 ha. Good he didn't score. Yeah, yeah. Now Juventus '07 comes back to say, who would you choose between Liverpool and Barcelona with current form? Ooh, that's a difficult question. I was discussing this yesterday with my brother. Um, Trying to ascertain who's the best team in Europe right now. Is it Liverpool or is it Barcelona? I think the answer would be Barcelona. Liverpool are very difficult to score against. That's the point. Liverpool are very solid, very resolute, and very stable. When I say stable, it's like when Klopp was there, they were a bit like always flying around, yeah. But now they're more resolute as a unit. It's very difficult to penetrate the Liverpool team right now, and I think if Liverpool played Barcelona, it's difficult to tell. I couldn't say, but probably be a Barcelona win because that Barcelona attack is really really sharp. Yeah. Um, Man City through and through. Well, good luck to Man City. Hopefully, they are able to do a comeback. Thank you, Claire. Claire, hit the subscribe button for us. Yeah, hit the subscribe button. Man City is currently with injury crisis. Yeah, yeah. Man City. If I think Pep Guardiola made a mistake. He probably it's the same situation going on at Real Madrid. Yeah, they underestimated the magnitude of matches that they have to play this season, especially with the Champions League being a lot more games and a lot more difficult games. So it becomes more difficult as a manager to obtain any form of consistency, especially with players. They're gonna have a lot of injuries because the game numbers have gone up significantly. Yeah. Yeah, Haaland is a legend though. Yes, he is. He's a fantastic player. Foden is the best. Is a good player as well. Yeah, yeah. But I think City are gonna come back. Pep Guardiola is not gonna lie down flat. He's definitely gonna fight back. He doesn't have the resources, doesn't have the men to do it right now, but definitely he's gonna fight back. Yeah. Yeah. So back to what I was saying. Um, Madueke, I'm really appalled by Madueke's performance today. Yeah. And it has been the case for quite a considerable period of time now. I think that he needs to up his game. I think that he probably needs to come from the bench. I think that he probably needs to go on loan. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but he's probably not at the level of Chelsea right now. In future, he may develop and become that level. But right now, I see that when I see the way Chelsea plays, I feel like, you know, he's the weak link. He's not a danger up front, and he's not comfortable on the ball. When you look at the way Pedro Neto holds the ball, dribbles opponents, he's so silky, he's so smooth. Yeah, and you can see that he's a real threat. He can shoot from the left, he can shoot from the right, he can take you on, he can dribble through, he can cut in. That's Pedro Neto. Then you have Madueke, who is barely comfortable on the ball as it is. He can't even turn around. He can't locate a pass. When the only time he plays well is when you see Cole Palmer actually conducting the orchestra very well, which wasn't the case today. We saw both of them struggle today, but we know the kind of player Cole Palmer is. But Madueke, and I think he makes lots of immature decisions as a footballer. Yeah. Let's read some comments. Um, Juventus says, is it a right time to think and build a new system for Man City? I think Pep Guardiola would probably be thinking something along those lines. I think he should have brought in more backup during the summer, especially with Alvarez leaving. He's not really recruited enough to make up for the numbers this season. That's why it's very clear. Evidently, they are struggling. I'm sure in January he's probably gonna go in the market. He's gonna bring in more players to bolster the team. Yeah. Claire says Chelsea won 2-1. No, Chelsea did not win 2-1. Claire. And Oxyan says friends. Oxy, don't lie to the fans. Yeah, don't lie to the fans. I've never been to Turkey before. Okay, Claire says, how do you guys have so many subscribers? Oh, only have 14. Claire, yeah, keep going. Just hit the subscribe button for us. Yeah, hit the subscribe button, and every time we come online, you can join us. Mind you, Manchester United are also currently playing Good football under Ruud van Nistelrooy. This was Ruud van Nistelrooy's last game, last game as a manager. Okay, Claire, I see you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yeah, Ruud van Nistelrooy's last game as Manchester United main manager or interim manager was today. He won 3-0. He played 4 games for Manchester United, all 4 at home, and won 3 of them. Drew 1-1 with Chelsea. So three wins, one. Oh, Claire says he's been my subscriber for months. Okay, thank you so much, Claire. Thank you so much. Oxygen. Yeah, if you want to talk, you obviously talk. Tell me what you want to talk about. We'll have a discussion. All right, but don't lie to the fans. All right. Um, Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United. Ooh, Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United. So Juventus is asking about Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United. I think you see, look, the German Bundesliga is a good league, right? But it cannot be compared to the Premier League. The Premier League is more competitive. It's more robust. It's faster. It needs more energy, more strength. Sesko has done it very well at Leipzig, but I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. I don't think I don't I think probably not Sesko, probably not Sesko, but under Ruben Amorim, if he devises an optimal system for the whole team and they play to a certain arrowhead of a striker, definitely why not? Sesko can definitely fit in. Yeah, I think it's not really a matter of the players individually. It's about the unit, as a team. How the manager is able to devise a system that benefits the best players, and which I think was absent today in Chelsea's play, typically, which is also why I think they didn't deserve to win today's game because let's read more comments. Claire says, I normally go to your lives, but stay quiet. Claire, I encourage you to speak, yeah? I like to engage with you guys, talk about football. I love football, by the way, yeah? So you can tell me more about your views on football, what we're talking about, yeah? And then we will continue in that manner, yeah? Thank you for your subscription and thank you for your support. Um, Okay, Juventus comes back to say Man United's problem is winger. They are not creative. Other than Ahmad, they have all limited traits. Well, that is actually true. I think Look, I'm not being hateful of anybody, right? But I think Eric Ten Hag was horrible. Was really horrible in the market, especially when he had the autonomy to buy players in his contract to Manchester United when he was coming from Ajax, he requested explicitly that he's given the mandate to choose players of his own preference, right? He comes to the team, he's given this huge autonomy, and what does he do? First thing is kick out the best player in the history of football, or the best goal scorer in the history of football, Cristiano Ronaldo, and then he brings in Vegas. He brings in Vegas. Yeah, so the recruitment failed drastically, miserably. And I think what is happening right now at Manchester United is the consequence of those choices made in the early days of Eric Ten Hag. Because if look, he brought in players like Hoyland for 70 million. For 70 million, look, you could get 3 of Hoyland for this performance. You could get 3 of them. Yeah, he brought in Mason Mount, who had only 1 year left on his contract at United, at Chelsea. So, he's made some really bad decisions in the market. And Manchester United fans and Manchester United as a club are paying heavily for that now. Yeah? Let's read some more comments from Juventus says, yeah, Juventus already said that. Claire says, do you rate also stream? Uh, 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 okay, Claire says it doesn't have enough subscribers. Yeah. They should move on from Rashford and Luke Shaw. I don't know what's going on with Rashford. Really, I don't. The guy used to be a really, a delight to watch. But over the last couple of, let's say, last 1 year, oh my days, what happened to the guy? Rashford. He used to be such a delight to watch, but Rashford, I think there's something going on with him psychologically. And it's affected his confidence. And I also think that it has something to do with the coaching then, Eric Ten Hag. I think some of his systems, some of his methods were not really conducive for some of the players, typically Rashford. Yeah? Okay, Claire comes back to say, Yeah, we already read that. Juventus says, see, it's not a problem of Rasmus Højlund. The wingers are not feeding him the ball. Look at his record at Serie A, Premier League. Okay. Maybe you're right. Yeah, you're probably right. The wingers. Well, if you have Garnacho, who is not who's not the most creative player, and you have Anthony, who is also not the most creative player, but you have Bruno, who is quite, a phenomenon. Um, you're probably right. Yeah, with the new coach, you'll probably, they probably, but I'll tell you what, Manchester United rate very high in terms of chance creation, but they also rate very high in terms of chance, missed opportunities. So it makes it difficult to really quantify who is doing what, who is at fault. Is it that they're not getting enough chances, or is it that they're not scoring the chances they are given? Juventus says, Rashford has been 9 years and this guy can't be playing at top level. Most of the managers got sacked because. Well, you're probably right. Let's see what he does against with Ruben Amorim. And I think if he continues to play, like he has been playing the last couple of months, then definitely he needs to leave United. That's what I think. Yeah, I don't think how he's playing now matches the level of the Manchester United club. Yeah. Anyway, guys, Juventus, thank you for your support. Thank you for um your comments. We're gonna end the video here. Please, if you've not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We will come back after most matches. We will come back to have a review of the matches. Yeah. Please hit the subscribe button. Before we go, Juventus also says under the new manager, first season he plays good, and again he sucks and been Jose. Oh, that's a good point. That's actually a very good point. So he's the virus, isn't he? Rashford. Well, let's see. I think if he's not playing well, Amorim must be given the authority to get rid of him because Manchester United needs to come back. This needs to happen. Yeah. Okay, guys, please subscribe, yeah, and hit the like button. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time, yeah? Bye-bye.